Hey everyone, today I wanted to talk about this indicator that I made for overlapping fair value gaps, how it can be used and applied to your own trading. So I covered this topic a while back, but it was essentially talking about how overlapping fair value gaps from multiple timeframes can often be very sensitive areas for price to potentially see some reversals out of. So what this indicator does is it allows you to select from up to 3 different timeframes. So it'll be looking for fair value gaps from all of these timeframes. So this is our 5-minute fair value gap, this is our 15-minute, and then this purple area is our 1 hour. Basically, when 2 or more time frames with different fair value gaps are lining up, that's when they'll actually show on the chart. And that's dictated by this time frame alignment option. So you can see when I turn that to 1, that basically means, you only need 1 time frame fair value gap for it to show, which is why all of these are showing right now. But when we increase that to 2, now we lose a couple because we're only looking for instances where we have 2 or more fair value gaps from different time frames that are overlapping. And then finally, when we get to 3, because out of all the instances that were shown before, this is the only one where all 3 have some mutually shared area. And you can see we had a tracement back down to this area where 2 were overlapping and traded away from that. Obviously, how you choose to use this information is totally up to you, but I'll try to talk through some examples of how I personally like to use this. So normally when I'm looking at fair value gaps on various timeframes, I'm very conscious of where the CE is, or consequent encroachment, basically the midline of the fair value gap, because I want to see how price reacts to that area. So I'm roughly drawing out where this would be on each of these fair value gaps. So I like to see price trading towards this and show some signs that we're trading away from it. So obviously we have these relative equal lows right here. We come down through them and then start to trade away from. We have no bodies closing through this area. And furthermore, the main area of concern, in my opinion, is where all timeframes are lining up, which is essentially this area right here. So if we just hide this indicator, this box is where I'm expecting, some sensitivity from price. And, one thing I actually like to look for are these 5-minute inside bars after price has traded into some point of interest, followed by some expansion. And if I zoom in here, we can see that that expansion caused a market structure shift, leaving behind a fair value gap. And if we were to use this large down close candle as our order block, we could say our mean threshold is about here, and we see price refusing to close below this level, only wicking through it. And we have a similar setup here. Again, I want to draw out my midpoints. So here's one, here's another, and the last one, which is about right here. And then if I just take the area where all of them are overlapping, that would be right here. And now we can see we have a few levels to be conscious of. This right here was the 5-minute FVG. You can tell because they printed first. The 15 one was more delayed, and the 1 hour was even more delayed than that. So that tells us that these 2 lines right here are the CE of the 15-minute and 1 hour fair value gaps, which might be sensitive by itself. Then even deeper, we have this shared area between all 3 timeframes. And we're also approaching discount as well as an optimal trade entry, just piercing through this 0.618 retracement from the morning move. And you can see the immediate reaction that's met once price trades into this area and then proceeds to take out some buy side right here. Obviously, these ideas should be paired with some sort of higher time frame narrative. You don't want to get caught with tunnel vision on the 1-minute charts without having an understanding of where the higher time frames are, more likely to draw towards. You can get this indicator by going to indicators and typing in MFVG, and it should be the only one here, Multi-Timeframe FVG by Trade for Op. You can just add that to your charts, select what time frames you want to use, and you should be good to go. But anyway, I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.